Before this episode begins, there is something that we need to touch upon because essentially I shot this review a few weeks ago and it hasn't gone up yet. It's going up right now. Now, in between the time where I filmed it and now, I have received communication from River Country in regards to the River Country TOGR 2.2 tent. At the end of this episode, I will discuss with you what they said. So with that being said, let's get to the review now. Hey everyone, my name is Luke. This is the Outdoor Gear Review. Today for this episode, it is time to revisit the River Country TOGR 2.2 tent. This is the old version, which I purchased. This is the new version, which I purchased. If you guys remember, sometime last year, roughly 7-8 months ago, I did a preview, a test night, and I also released a warning about this tent. The preview looked very promising, but in that video I stated, hey, just because it looks good doesn't mean it is good. Let's wait for the test night. Test nights are really all about moisture, how waterproof it is, how easy it is to set up in the dark. And let me tell you, this tent failed so miserably. Easy to set up, but not waterproof at all. Water was pouring in from the seams. It was coming through the fabric. In fact, it's the worst performing tent I've ever tested. Ever. It is the only time that I've ever had to bail here at Lone Wolf Mountain and go home in the middle of the night. In truth, I've never seen a product leak as bad as this one. I had one additional video which featured a response from River Country. Essentially, they stated that they appreciate all the feedback that I'd given them, the experiences that I had, and that they were going to essentially correct the tent. They were going to make some changes with the materials, with the seams and whatnot. Well, 8 months later, 7 months later, here we go. This is it. This is the new revised version. There are some differences, and this video is going to discuss them. And also, I'm going to discuss how waterproof this is. And unfortunately, folks, I could go ahead and tell you right now, do not buy this tent. With that being said, let's jump to it. I'm going to set up both of these tents so we can take a look at the differences. Let's get started. Now, this is the first time that I've had both of these tents set up side by side. Now, for the most part, they are the same, but I did notice that the guy lines here on the sides, they're much shorter on the new version. This is the old version here, and you can see how much material is left over. Whereas this one, it's absolutely maxed out. According to the Amazon listing, the materials have changed, but as far as I can tell, they are the same. I cannot see or feel a difference between them. The one thing I do notice is that the seams are sealed on the new version on the inside. Apparently with the old one, the seams were sealed in between the layers of fabric, so you couldn't actually see the seam sealing. So that is definitely a difference. Now, the prices have changed. The old version was 55 bucks. The new version is $59. The weights have also changed slightly. The old version was 3.2 pounds. New version, 3.3 pounds. As far as the size, the dimensions, everything looks to be the same. The setup process, again, is exactly the same. Heading to the old version first. So this is a great example here. You can see that seam, there's no tape on it. The seams here at the door, no tape as well. Heading over to the new version. You can now see the seam sealing on the inside of the tent. All the way around. You can see it here at the top and also on the sides. And you can also see it here at the door. As you all can see, there are differences between these two tents, but they are minute differences. Essentially, you could see all of the tape seams with the new version, and with the old version, they are hidden. With my experiences with this new version and it leaking, they're very limited, but it leaked to the point where I cannot recommend this product, and my warning against purchasing this still stands. This is not a product that you want to take out into any sort of rain or moisture. For dry climates, sure, have at it. But as is, I would not recommend this to anyone. Recently, this tent was the focus of an overnight adventure here at Lone Wolf Mountain. It was a sort of test day, test night adventure with lots of gear, but the focus was this tent. The question was, can you trust it? Is it waterproof? And no, it is not. With that adventure, rain came in the morning. And there was a period of drizzle for maybe 5 minutes. Then there was moderate rainfall for 10 to 15 minutes. And at that point in time, I already had gotten out of the tent. I was making breakfast, and after it got done raining, I decided to take a look on the inside. And this thing had substantial amounts of water in it, considering how long it had been raining for. 10 minutes, there was a pool of water here at the door, and there was a very large pool of water that started in the back and came all the way across the tent and had pooled over here. 10 minutes. and there was that much water in this tent, I cannot imagine how much water would be in it. If it was a true rainstorm, if it was like a night of rain, you would be absolutely drenched. I have spent so much time looking at these products. For the most part, I'm done. I'm not going to do really anything else in regards to them unless there's something specific that you all want. This tent simply is not a good product for wet environments. The company claims that it's waterproof. It's not waterproof. If you take this out, you will be sorry. It's not worth $60 in my opinion. It really isn't. The design is not all that unique. There are military tents out on the market which are essentially the same design as this, that are lighter, that perform just as well or as bad as either one of these, and they cost a whole lot less. My thoughts are, buy one of those, put a tarp over it, done. It's a shame though, because the quality of these tents seems so good. I mean, it's a thick material on the floor. I do like the design, but oh my gosh. When it comes to waterproof performance, these tents are terrible. The old version and the new version. I'm sure there's some of you who say, hey, you could seam seal this on the outside, you could do a water repellent treatment, and that is true. But I don't review products based upon what I can do to them to make them better. I base my reviews on the standing of their own merits. Essentially, I review a product the way that it is sent to me. And that's the only way that I can do it. Of course, we could do special projects, and we could seal this up, waterproof treatment on it, but why not just put a tarp over it? You know what I mean? Now, let's go over what River Country has said to me in regards to the TOGR 2.2 tent. A week, 2 weeks ago, something like that, I was contacted by River Country. And essentially they told me that the version of the tent that I'm testing out is not the latest version. That essentially in 1 month, the latest version is coming out. Now, that means that the version that I tested out is the most recent version that's out on the market right now. But in roughly a month, maybe 2 months, there is a new version of this tent coming out, and it's because there are known issues with this tent currently. Some of the information in this email does not make any sense to me. They speak of this being the second iteration of this tent, but then they go on and say that it's the fourth iteration of this tent. Because of these discrepancies in this email, I really have no idea which version that I'm actually testing out, but it is the most recent version that's out on the market right now, as of the date of the publishing of this video. In the end, this only goes to reinforce my opinion, my review of this tent, the TOGR 2.2. I do not recommend it. It has issues, it leaks. I did write River Country back, and they did not follow up after that point. I told them that I was disappointed with the tent, and I told them that because of the known issues, they should at least, at the bare minimum, state on anywhere that this product is being sold that there are known issues and that people need to be careful. It ultimately boils down to this. I do not want to see anybody get hurt using one of these products or any product in general. And that is something that could happen. They're going to take a look at this product. They're going to read that it offers you protection from the elements. Someone is going to take this out. Someone's going to trust it. Someone could potentially get hurt. And that is on you, River Country. In the end, that's my review. I'm sticking to it, but I wanted to share this information with you all. I do not recommend that you purchase the TOGR 2.2 tent from River Country. It has issues, it leaks. There's a new version coming out. Wait for it and let me test it out before you buy it. Or somebody else, it doesn't matter, but yeah, I would not spend my money on this product. So that's it. Make sure to comment down below, share your thoughts about the River Country TOGR 2.2 tent. Should River Country remove this tent from the market? There are issues. Should they continue to sell it? That's the big question. In my opinion, and it's just my opinion, I think it's wrong to continue to sell this product unless they say, hey, this thing should not be used in the rain. If you like this episode and this content, subscribe, hit the like button, all that good stuff. If you disliked it, thumbs down this video. Until next time, everyone, take care, strength and honor, support the channel on Patreon if you want to. The Outdoor Gear Review is 100% agenda free. Bye, everyone.